Hi there. We're at day 242 of our Through the New Testament in 1 year. And fix this. And we're doing half of 1 Corinthians 11. And he's talking about head covering, right? You wear a hat in church? See what Paul says about it, right? Now, I don't know if the yarmulkes, the things those Jewish people wear in the back, did they wear those back then? I don't think they did. I don't know when they started wearing those. We should look that up. Okay, verse 1, be imitators of me as I am of Christ. Okay? Now I commend you because you remember me in everything and maintain the traditions, even as I delivered them to you. But I want you to understand that the head of every man is Christ, right? The head of wife is her husband, right? And the head of Christ is God. At that, in that order. A lot of people argue with that, but every man who prays or prophesies with his head covered dishonors his head. Ooh. Right? Take your hat off when you pray, right? Prophesy, go to church, right? But every wife who prays or prophesies with her head uncovered dishonors her head, since it is the same as if her head were shaven. Does hair count? I think it does. For if a wife will not cover her head, then she should cut her hair short. But since it's disgraceful for a wife to cut off her hair or shave her head, let her cover her head. For a man not ought to cover his head, since he is the image and glory of God, but woman is the glory of man. For a man was not made from woman, but woman from man. Neither was man created for woman, but woman for man. This is why a wife ought to have a symbol of authority on her head because of the angels. Because of the angels. Yeah. That is, people sent to observe and report. Nevertheless, in the Lord, woman is not independent of man, nor man of woman. For, as woman was made from man, so man is now born of woman. Right? The circle of life, right? And all things are from God. Judge for yourselves. Is it proper for a wife to pray to God with her head uncovered? Does not nature itself teach you that if a man wears long hair, it's a disgrace for him? Nature itself. And so, different things on long hair, because what they mean by long hair, okay, could have meant hair past your shoulders, right? But if a woman has long hair, it is her glory, for her hair is given to her as a covering, for a covering. See, her hair is given to her for a covering. So, if anyone is inclined to be contentious, we have no such practice, nor do the churches of God. Okay? Contentious. Right? Causing or likely to cause an argument or controversial. Okay? Anyone is inclined to argue, we have no such practice, nor do the churches of God. Okay? After everything he said here, he says, we have no such practice, nor do the churches of God. Okay? So, after reading all that, okay, now I do understand that the head of every man is Christ, but every wife who prays her, the head of every man is Christ, the head of wife is her husband, and the head of Christ is God. Okay? God, Christ, man, wife. Can you get along with that? And this is, a lot of this has changed. Okay? I mean, this is obviously writing to the Corinthians. Okay? And most women wore head coverings back then. Okay? They just covered they did not cover their faces. Okay? They just covered their head. Okay? Somebody else thought that thing up. Right? Man ought not to cover his head, since he is the image and glory of God. But woman is the glory of man. Is woman the glory of God? Yeah, I think so too. For and man was not made from woman, but woman from man. Neither was man created for woman, but woman for man. That is why a wife ought to have a symbol of authority on her head because of the angels. Nevertheless, in the Lord, woman is not independent of man, nor man of woman. For as woman was made of man, so man is born of woman. And all things are from God. Judge for yourselves. He says that. Judge for yourselves. Okay. Is it proper for a wife to pray to God with her head uncovered? I think it is. Okay. Does not nature itself teach you that if a man wears long hair, it is a disgrace for him? Now, he's talking about women's hair, okay? Long, voluptuous, curly women's hair, okay? I don't think he's talking about men having, long hair, shoulder length, but once it gets to a certain length, it starts to look like women's hair, doesn't it? Right? No. This chapter can cause a lot of disagreements and arguments, right? But if a woman has long hair, is it her glory? For her hair is given to her for a covering. There you go. And he does end it by saying, if anyone's inclined to be contentious or argumentative, right? We have no such practice, nor do the churches of God. Okay. Okay. That's like Old Testament teaching, but New Testament says we have no such practice. So there you go. All right. Interesting. What's tomorrow? All right. The Lord's Supper. What is the exact communion? Because you come together now for the better, for the worse, for the place. He continues about meeting and stuff. But it's interesting that he says, come on. All right. This last line is a kicker, right? We have no such practice, nor do the churches of God, right? Interesting. So there you go. Make of that what you will. So that's day 242. All right, catch up on any man must. Give us a like if you think about it. And we'll continue this tomorrow. We're going to get through the entire New Testament this year. So these are short videos. They're short on purpose, just so people that are busy, people that don't have time to read the Bible, you're working, you got a bunch of kids, you got to get dinner. It's a 5-minute video. So you can sit in the evening, and by the end of the year, you will have gone through the entire New Testament. So no excuse, right? There you go. Give us a like if you think about it. And tomorrow we'll continue. See ya.